Good evening and welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena tonight. You're joining us for a coverage of NACE Collegiate Rocket League. Boise State is on to the round of 16 in the playoffs, and they have a very challenging best of 7 coming up against University of East Tennessee State. We don't really have that much time for that much of an intro, although I will say my name's Jacob Palmer. We've got Greg Smith with us calling all the action, and we got a game to get into right now.
Yeah, so let's dive right on into it. I love the high-intensity games. We've got a lot on the line here.
Yeah, a lot on the line, definitely. Boise State has had an amazing Rocket League career thus far. Just in terms of this semester, has been doing great in the CRL, is in the NACE playoffs, so it's time for playoff season to begin. We'll see how Boise State does. Right off of the bat, they are going to have their work cut out for them as East Tennessee State gets the first goal.
Yeah, what a quick one, too. Flippin just runs right down the middle to take a free one. Landon follow up, just walks it right in there. Gill, an attempted save, but flies just a little bit too shy. Blue, Landon, and Fuppin are the ones we're playing against here. Dirtho, Gill, and Instinct on the board. Blue sends it off into the side. Dirtho's able to accept it and walk it to Gill. It's a big chip, and he's looking to bring it on towards the center. Instinct can't quite work it, though. Just fumbling in front of the goal.
Gill's going to decide to wait that one out. We want to take the 2-on-1. Ball's going to head back across mid. Instinct trying to compete with Landon for it. Goes right ready to intercept this, but it gets played over. But Gill does actually get the demo onto Landon. That allows Dirtho to take the ball. Shot across the field, off onto the corner. See what Instinct can set up. It's into mid, but no follow-up. It gets knocked back toward Boise State. Dirtho is able to pick up the pieces, however, and Gill lobs a shot. Upper left, Dirtho can't follow up. The angle isn't there.
Instinct and Dirtho struggling to get this ball back under control. Landon's going to give it a good chip and give it live to Instinct, who gets it around the opposition. It's a little bit wide, though, so not quite a shot to the goal. Blue's going to be the one to intercept that, try to get it around Dirtho. It's a little bit of a struggle right on the line here. Just a little bit of back and forth as we see both of the teams really pressuring forward for this one.
Oh.
Gill's so close to it. Dirtho looking for that tap, that adjust towards the goal, but not quite there. Instinct is going to prevent any more momentum. Fupin's going to send it back towards the end, and Gill to dig it out. It feels like this ball is just alternating orange, blue, orange, blue. Fupin's going to send it back into the grass. It's very open, so Boise State gets a good chance to be there first. Lets it center. No shot on goal. Again, most of these just corner, just trying to keep the space. Gill, with the beautiful workaround, is able to work on the floor a little bit. A nice toss, a bit tall. Landon trying to keep it out of the way. Instinct and Dirtho now, looking for a decent setup here, but beautiful demo. Dirtho to send it forward. Some backboard work available. Blue, though, in the way to take it.
Landon's going to set it up on the backboard. Gill pushes it off to the corner. Instinct doesn't mind the angle he wants. Instead decides to flow play that. He's able to play it around one. And a good bounce actually off of one of East Tennessee State. Might set it up for Boise State if they can take it away from Blue. It does go, in fact, back toward Boise State, so they got to clear once again. Instinct is going to get a double touch, let it head down toward Gill, trying to drive it into the goal, but still unsuccessful. We have a little over 2 minutes left and make that 2 goals to score in that 2 minutes.
Yeah, Blue, what a distance shot there. And that's a quick switch from the defense he was on to that stack that he was able to provide the defense with, kind of preventing any low shots while his teammate was above.
Yeah, this is what the game show host Chuck Woolery would call a 2-and-2, because that's what they got to get. 2 goals in 2 minutes. Instinct with the setup to Dirtho. It's beautifully placed, but Landon is right there just to knock it out, up into the crossbar. It's going to be left. Gill actually scores.
Yeah, Instinct was there available for the follow-up here and just keeps it live, keeps it away from anybody. A nice centering, follows it down. Blue just barely misses Gill on the hit, and now only 1 point down. East Tennessee State has lost that security goal, and now we're 2 minutes flat on the clock. A tighter game. Fupin to get it across the 50. Gill just works it out of Blue's hands, keeps walking it across the goal, but it's not going to be able to tap in. Dirtho a little bit too far away to really control it there. Gets back to it, Landon. He's going to be the one to steal it. Looking for it again, but can't get from Instinct. Fupin's able to take, and with a beautiful setup for Blue, but there are already 2 BSU players underneath. Another setup, but it goes a bit far. Best he can do is try to tap it center, but Boise State now owns it. It's going to walk it to the orange turf here.
Dirtho with the shot, blocked by Fupin. Gil pushes it off to the corner, picks up his own boost. Dirtho misses on that. It's got to be left for Gil. Dirtho waiting for his next play. Blue is going to beat him on that 50. Pelted right toward the goal, and Instinct has to save it. Boise State has gotten 1 goal, and they have 1 minute left, so not out of the range of possibility by any stretch of the imagination. And you can see the players on stage working hard. They're trying to focus and buckle down. Oh, and that's a great outplay by Landon on that 50. Dirtho goes flying by. So now Instinct and Gil have to make the next play. Landon takes it away from Instinct, now over to Gil. He's able to get a shot up and above, redirect, beautifully played, and Boise State is tied up.
Right through everyone's hands, brings it up to an equalizer, and look at this shot straight down the center. Just out of reach for a tap to get it a little bit wide. Finds that goal now, a 2-2, 35 seconds on the clock. Can they avoid an overtime? Here, Gil's going to be the one for the tap off, but Blue is going to get the advantage. It's a quick demo, leaving it in East Tennessee's hands. Looking for a little waterfall setup off the backboard, not quite going to be there. Blue looking to center. Fupin's just not available, and now Landon looking to come in fast, is not as quick as Dirtho. Sending it down the hall, there's not a lot there to follow up. Gil, he was!
Hat-trick! The hero hat trick at the last moment. You can see Fupin committing on the ball, Landon rotating back into the goal, but Gil says if I play it now, he doesn't have enough time. So he pushes it into the corner. Boise State is in the lead with just 10 seconds left.
All they have to do is play defensively and burn the clock here. If it's not a fast goal, there probably won't be one now. Holding it on the orange grass, Gil gets greedy. He wants a 4th. Not quite going to find it. They just want this ball to be grounded immediately. Landon looking to keep it high. Instinct wants it down, though, trying to get it out from underneath Fupin. Finally knocks it down to the ground.
Nice little swivel play by Gil, grounding it at the last moment. And my goodness, did Gil come alive there. All 3 goals, a hat trick for himself. And it was looking pretty dire for Boise State in the first few minutes there. They had hardly gotten 1 shot on goal where East Tennessee had 3, but they managed to even that up as far as they were concerned. And one of the ways that they play like that they can even it up and perform well, is by following Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League. That is to set your play style, understand rotations, play to follow up, and employ those sweaty comms. Doc's keys to the game brought to us by Drop In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games and prizes. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. We could chalk one up to Boise State, but there's a long way to go. As you can see, best of 7 as we head into the playoff season. So not only a test of talent, but a test of endurance as well, because my goodness, we have seen some teams burn out when you get into those games 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It can just really take a lot out, and it shows which team can perform the best consistently over an extended period of time. Boise State versus East Tennessee. Are we going into game 2, or are we heading back? I think, oh, it looks like we are actually going to be heading down toward the play field. Game 2 starting up right now. Boise State leads by 1.
Landon going to be the one to find the kickoff, and Gil to reply. Still just holding it around the 50, around the halfway. A little bit of a juggle and a shot on goal. Too high. Dirtho with the adjustment to get right off the backboard and find a quick goal. Set up by Instinct. He plays it right over Fupin's head.
That kind of quick goal is going to put a complete damper on the original pace that we knew from East Tennessee. Instead of Boise State starting off slow, they're starting off really quick. They're trying to set something up. Blue's going to get a tap on it, but Instinct spikes it down off the ground into the goal.
A beautiful hold there by Instinct. and just everybody was a little bit static on the ET side.
East Tennessee State now trails by 2, and only 20 seconds have passed. The lob up from Gill. It gets played over him. Instinct redirect off of Gill. So nicely played. Something has come alive.
Yeah, so many of these blocks are just good redirects. There's a certain like field understanding these players have.
That wasn't even a redirect from the camera angle. And the fact that it credited Gill with the save, I thought that was a redirect, but no, that was just good enough on its own. Now the next kickoff, not quite in favor of either team, but Durtho is there waiting and clears out some space for Gill to try to make the play. Instinct with the follow-up. It goes toward the goal, and this time East Tennessee State is going to be able to get a save and stop the bleeding, at least for now.
Yeah, they've got 4 minutes to make these 3 goals just to bring it back to an equalizer, and Boise State is just playing right on top of this goal. It is shot after shot, and unlike the first round, it's just not going back and forth enough. It finally gets back over to the Boise State side. It's a shot towards the goal, but more adjustments from Boise State, able to get it out. Gill with a kick. Blue hoping that would work as a center for him, but it doesn't. Instinct getting it back down the field to Gill. Gill's going to try to work with the wall here and get it out. Landon, though, hoping to walk it further in. Fupin looking to take it out of the sky. Gill sends it back to center, and Blue with a shot on goal, and it's only narrow enough to take it just in the corner.
Now, after the ball gets grounded, you can see Instinct rotates up the field to try to contest it, but there's no one on back post to be able to bail out should Instinct miss, and that is indeed what happened. Now Boise State only has a 2-goal lead.
They'll have to make do with a 2-goal lead. Gill looking to move out of the way as Blue wants to demo it straight into the net. Is able to work it over Fupin. Kicks off the back net. Instinct can't follow up with it. Gill does get it out of Blue's hands, but Landon, oh, it's a beautiful lineup for him, and Blue just follows it into the goal.
Now, in that position, unfortunately for Boise State, Gill can either commit on one or the other. He chooses one, and then Blue reads it perfectly, pushes it to the left, and now it's just a 1-goal game.
Very scary. They can get those 2 goals in 1 minute. What could it mean for the last 3? Gill looking to take it out of this corner with a beautiful line in. The defense is ready. Blue lining it up. Instinct hoping to take it. Durtho does get it out of the way and sends it straight down the center. That's in to East Tennessee's hands. More adjustments aerially, but Instinct holding the goal well. The distance shots do not impress him. He gets it out of the way. Blue can't have it. A good shot towards the goal. They try to adjust. It's a bit too far down. Now 2 on top, and Static Instinct looking to race in for it. Hit super speed. He's able to knock it out of there. Fupin just still working aerial, trying to get it lined up, trying to make that space. Instinct guarding the goal well. Instinct wins the race again. Just trying to keep it on his turf. Landed with a nice slow walk in, gives it enough time. Blue with the redirect after, not going to find it.
Ooh, that's a demo right onto East Tennessee. Should give Boise State a few breathing seconds to set things up. Durtho, though, unable to play past Blue, and now Landon gets a free shot on goal. He takes it and ties it up with 2 minutes left.
A shame after the great footwork we saw from Instinct to get it around 1 player. It just took a small stop in time, and Landon playing it around Gill was excellent work. Now bringing an equalizer goal. 2 minutes left to determine a victor here in round 2 of our 7.
Gill with a nice cheat off the kickoff is trying to set it up for somebody. Let none go through, but it still gives Boise State the early side control. Instinct tries again, but is stopped at the near post. It heads back toward midfield. Gill passes across the field to Instinct. Now off the corner again, look for Durtho to make the shot, but Landon takes it away from him. Blue, shot on goal, saved by Instinct. Off to the corner again, Boise State in a familiar position, having to find the clear. Very clutch save by Gill.
It is, but it didn't give them a lot to work with, so it's back in East Tennessee's hands. They're looking to keep it in this corner. Instinct moving out, trying to center this Blue with the knock. Sends it to nobody. Blue and Gill holding the space here. It's a great mid-air demo, leaving it live to another East Tennessee player. Fupin right in front of the goal, just looking to get one. Boise State struggling to keep it out. Landon is able to come from above and adjust, bring it to a 3v4. Low on the clock.
Rotation back into goal, just miscalls it and can't respond. Now Boise State has to make it come alive in the last moment, but East Tennessee has been on a tear.
Durtha with a great shot towards the goal, not followed up. Fupin now almost open. Instinct too quick, gets it out from him. Landon now looking to hold this towards it, but the closer you get to the goal, the more defense there is. Right on top, again, more adjustments out. Instinct able to center it, looking to walk it down a ways. Not a lot of opposition. Landon does get it out of the way. Gill now in that back position, trying to hold it up. Blue looking to waterfall it down, and it's not there. A small adjustment, but the defense is strong. Fupin looking to center again. Coming off the wall, Landon demoed. Now Gill sending it back to Instinct. A great centering. 3v4, only a few seconds left. It's now or never.
I think that does it right there. That was crucial clear. They have control of the ball right now, so they just need to let it ground, and East Tennessee takes that one. Well, Boise State was off to quite an explosive start with 3 goals, but as things went on, as I started noticing, you know, there were just kind of gradually more 50s that were won by East Tennessee. The side control moved back over in their favor. They had 58% in total for that game. And overall, it just shows a team's ability to stabilize and keep in there and focus back on your fundamentals when things might look a little bleak. Sure pays off for East Tennessee.
Yeah, looking good so far. That's only round 2. Love to dive right back into it and see what else they've got in store for us.
All right, as we are ready to head back into Game 3 now, both teams tied 1 apiece. I really do think, I kind of hinted at it, but it really was the 50s in the end that Tennessee was just able to beat Boise State to the ball so many times in those one-on-one contests. Boise State, I think, just and not winning those at the crucial time meant that they were on the defense most of the time, on the back foot, didn't have many opportunities to try to set up plays that they wanted. So now as we head into game number 3, Boise State versus East Tennessee, we'll see what the Broncos can do to stabilize. We've got a good match on our hands. 1 win apiece. We've basically reset to a best-of-5 now. Let's see what happens in game number 3. As we head down to the first kickoff, everyone loads in. Here we go. Final countdown on the first kickoff. We are away. Landon wins the first kickoff, but Durtha was hiding back. It's been a key follow-up for Boise State on a lot of these kickoffs. Instinct now pushes it off to the corner. Double touch on that one. But Durtha, one he was passing to, gets demoed. East Tennessee State double commits on that shot, which means Boise State has a beautiful breakaway play here. Pushes it in, a free shot on goal. Boise State capitalizing on East Tennessee's mistake.
Yeah, good eyes to recognize it could be there, and Durtha just threading the needle between that defense and the top bar. Finds a quick goal, only 20 seconds in. What can the next 440 hold? Blue to find the first one, Durtha to bump him out of the way. It's gonna go up to the orange side. Instinct, the only one there to cause any disruption. Gill now taking it straight from both of them, opening it up and sending it straight in. Just took it straight out of the double committing hands.
You can see here, this is actually an own goal, but it's mainly due to all the disruption that Instinct is pushing on Landon there. He was just kind of driving into his side, forcing Landon to only turn one direction or get demoed, and unfortunately that direction was right into his own goal.
I mean, talk about car control. Controlling your enemy's car is just good hand.
Off the next kickoff, Boise State with a 2-0 lead, but remember they were in a 3-0 lead that last game, and we saw how well that worked out for them. So a lot of Rocket League left to be played. Bumpin trying to play toward Blue, but Blue misses the redirect. Heads over to Gill. Gill fills up on boost, but doesn't find the clear. Push in front of the goal. Gill has to beat Blue, and Blue is not going to be able to steal away from Gill. And look at Gill playing around all of them, trying to set it up. Ball's going to be pinched off way up into the air. Boise State looks like they have a good bit of side control.
Instinct now to take 250s, looking to get it centered. The defense is there, and they chain it all the way to a shot on goal. A bit wide, though. Goes way off to the center. Landon now looking to take this from Instinct. Only barely does Blue, ready to find after Durtho.
Oh, the trickery.
He just works it right around. No jumps. Keep it grounded. Unfortunately, it does go in, though. Durtho's time again is able to tap it up, works it underneath the player, but sacrifices some horizontal for it and can't find a shot on goal. Instinct's turn now, centers it up, and Fupin good on the defense, can take it from him. Gil wins a 50 on a double commit. A lot of space in the back for Durtho to come flying in. This is a chance. Can he work it around the last player? No. Landon takes it out of the way, and there's already someone else to watch. It's Fupin on the defense. Moves it out, gets it past one of the Boise State players, but the ball on its own is caught by Gil. Blue looking to win a 50, can't. Durtho now good on a center, but there's nothing to follow up. Oh, a tap away from Blue. Instinct walks it in after a little bit of a miscommunication on the handoff here.
Yeah, unfortunately, Landon, that didn't turn into a clear at all. If anything, it turned up into a setup for Boise State, which they took advantage of. Now Boise State in the lead they had last round, 3-0, but a little over halfway still remaining.
Yeah, like you said, it's not over till it's over. There's a lot left to be played, but Boise State now on the upper hand. Would love to just burn the clock, get some easy equalizers. Sorry, security goals. Sending it back on down to an open defense. Landon's able to chip it back. Instinct gaining a little bit of ground with Gil. Keep it from getting too far. Ooh, a little bit of a 50 win, loses some ground there, but Instinct high speed is able to take it back. Landon still just pushing at the gates for more. Gil had the lineup there, but it was taken. Now an open goal. Landon's looking to set up for it, but Instinct and Durtho are able to work together to get it out, and the goal is open. He can't work it around Fupin, though.
The shot to work Gil, beautifully played, 4-0 lead. Durtho is unable to drive it down, but Instinct and Gil, the tag team, realize two of East Tennessee are caught up on the near post. They play it around them, do a quick shot toward goal. Boise State leads 4-0.
Gil with beautiful follow-up on a winning kickoff is able to take a lot of space. Instinct setting the bar ahead of that. Durtho's able to work it around only barely. A fight, 50-50 goes to a demo. Blue on the respawn looking to take it from Gil, but he can't. Boise State is just owning the ball here, and it was so close to a decent shot. Durtho gets bumped by Blue and can't get a nice funnel. Fupin looking to work with Landon with a beautiful setup, but Gil active on the defense, keeps it from him. Walks it high over Blue's head. Now Blue just waiting from a distance. Durtho walks it straight in to an absolutely vacant goal.
Add this to another Durtho solo play compilation. He's able to juke out two by just dribbling it himself. He doesn't even need to get any aerial play whatsoever. Just swivel left, swivel right, and get the goal.
An early demo from Instinct frees up a little bit of the field, but Landon can play with that. Walks it around the half and around Instinct. Durtho on defense gets it back, but Fupin's ready to hold it on this grass. They want at least a goal. Only a minute left to find 5. It's looking like an uphill battle at the least.
Especially if Durtho, I mean, he wants more and he gets more. A hat trick on top of that. 6-0 Boise State.
Boise State feeling hot and taking a very strong first point on our technical best of 5 now.
And at this point, I don't really see how East Tennessee State could claw back. They'd have to get
one every 9 seconds.
Yeah, 9 seconds a goal. It would be tough. And by not winning that kickoff, I think that's too much time taken away from what little they had. Especially that's the nail in the coffin. Instinct.
Sending them all the way home, just having a field day here. It's just an exhibition of setup dribbles with power throughs from Instinct. And Durtho, I don't even think he's playing with a controller back there. I think he's just in VR. Oh, no. Distant shot on goal, hoping just for extra. just barely misses the ball, and it goes up to Blue. He's got 30 seconds to absolutely redefine the game.
Well, I mean,
he is going to get one.
Okay, on the bright side, they got a goal. On the downside, it's a Brazil now. Which, I don't know. I don't know if you even get the goal at that point to make it a Brazil, or if you just leave it at 7-0 and do a GG go next. But you always get the goal, Dog Haskell says, as he passes by. So it's my job to make the snarky comments and set up the scenarios, the storylines, but a good storyline does not a strategy.
Yeah, with only 10 seconds on the clock, Boise State just wants it to touch the grass. They are ready to see the next one. Oh, Gil getting dangerously close to an own goal there. He's not worried. Now it is all just knockdowns. Instinct.
It is, in fact, gonna be a Brazil. Boise State chanting ole, ole, ole. East Tennessee going, oh no, oh no, oh no. That was such an astounding performance by the Broncos, not letting East Tennessee get any goal until the final minute. What was the main difference that you saw between the two games?
I don't know if I could say.
You don't know if you could say?
I think it was just, staying on top of the gameplay that they had already had set up. They were doing an excellent job from the start, but I think there was more communication, and it was more like seeing ahead, just better forethought.
Well, in the last game, I mean, Boise State was trying to set up plays themselves, but it's always the ability, always the Achilles heel of Boise State is if you're able to disrupt the plays they want to set up. If you're the one who can read it and you have that split-second reaction, the boost to be able to beat them to the ball, then it can be a little bit tricky for the Broncos to regain their footing. But in that particular game, they were able to keep it going till the very, very end.
Yeah, I mean, you want to say that it's best to be proactive instead of reactive, but with a game like this that's just so dynamic, I mean, there's nothing to hide behind. It is so open, and things can just change. You have to have good reactions, and you have to be able to set up good plays on the roll.
Boise State versus East Tennessee. Boise State now leads 2-1. Hard to believe after all that gameplay. We're only in Game 3, but we got to continue this series on. Boise State doesn't want to let up off the gas. We'll see how they do in Game 4.
Instinct coming well off of the first kickoff. Cupin to send it right straight down the middle. Durtho trying to hold on to that ground. Blue dives right in and tries to get out of there, but just can't. Cupin now holding it high. Instinct to take. It is a scramble in the corner for any contact here. Gil now to send it far, but the defense is already set so close, but that's not quite enough. Gil now with another adjustment back, and Instinct was at the ready.
Now, this is a key thing also, just to showcase at this particular time, there is absolutely no utility, no boost available for East Tennessee. Hence why they look like they're moving so slow when Boise State is zipping around them. Gotta say, last game that also was a factor, I'd say. Seems East Tennessee, when they have boosts, they're good, but if Boise State starves it away from them, it's a different story.
Instinct to roll it out of the corner on Solo. Can't quite get it around Landon, so it's stopped pretty central. It is going to be kicked towards the Boise State field goal, but defense is good enough to hold it out. And sure enough, boost is not looking good. Blue with the demo, and Landon looking low. Instinct to Gil trying to work it out of this corner. It's a little uncomfortable. Durtho shows up to the game, and it's just static.
Yeah, but I mean, talking about not having boost, Gil definitely wants to clear, but he doesn't have it. He's waiting for that boost respawn. Finally gets it, and now we'll see what Boise State can do. But Gil instantly has to rotate back and gets demoed by Blue. Just a very uncomfortable 20 seconds for Gil. He'd rather forget. He has respawn, though. The redemption, trying to win this 50. The shot is wide and heads over.
Unfortunate for Blue. Instinct to walk it across the goal. Oh, just tantalizing for Fupin, but he can't be there. Instinct to walk it above Durtho, hoping to get the handoff, maybe help with some bumps, but it's not there. Goes back to the side now. Fupin waiting in the corner for Blue, for Landon. Not quite going to be there. They leave the goal. They've got to back up. Blue barely holds it out from Instinct. Durtho now on the next tap. Going to line it up some, but they're playing a little bit more towards the ball this time. Holding it out from Instinct, just looking to center it. Durtho trying to kick it down, but
there too.
Just so much. gives Gil the space he needs.
You'll pay for that right there. You see right here, both Fuppen and Blue commit on that, leaving Landon clear in no man's land, trying to rotate back toward the goal, but is in the completely wrong direction. That's just the reason why Boise State will punish you on those follow-ups if you double commit.
Landon winning the kickoff doesn't give him too much space. Fuppen trying to play forward with it. Not going to happen. Instinct trying to get it around these last two, but he loses that space. Gil sends him absolutely sideways. Now Fuppen trying to get it into him by himself. Just can't get it around Instinct, who walks all the way back to the opponent wall. A beautiful setup. Dirtho just a bit wide, but nothing on the receive after that. So Blue is able to take and walk straight down the center.
And this is what a player can do when you give them the space to show their talent. Blue is able to juke out Gil. Landon is pushing Instinct out of the way, running great interference, leaving the goal wide open for Blue to drive it in.
Instinct winning that 50. Blue looking to prevent too far of a push. Gil looking to get it around. Does work with his teammate to duke it around a few players, but that's not quite enough. Instinct gets it over two of them. Gil looking to help. It's stopped pretty centered. Dirtho hopefully can work soon enough. Get it open. Walks it straight down. No!
Trickles in.
Oh, Blue from backside is able to push it out right from the back of the net. It was a beautiful setup, but it wasn't quite there. Landon looking to keep things moving. Dirtho sends it at least towards the goal, but it's not quite going to be there. A little disruption, so there's no Boise State accepting the ball. Gil looking to work it off this wall. A good redirection, but Dirtho was a little bit too low for the way that Blue moved it. Landon demoed off the field, leaving Blue alone to fight against Gil. A return demo. Keeping on the respawn now.
Much as we've been hyping up the Broncos, it's still a one-goal game, so East Tennessee, if they find their groove and have a good counterattack, which we know they can do, the Broncos will be set back to a tie. Dirtho trying to make sure that doesn't happen. It goes right down into East Tennessee. They're going to be credited with 2 goals for the save. I mean, 2 saves against the goal. I'd like to, I don't know if anyone.
A good enough save that you get 2 points for it?
I'm just going to accept the goal. I don't know if I would trade a goal for 2 saves. That doesn't seem like a good conversion rate.
Blue and Fuppen just trying to work here on the defense. Boise State doesn't need this. They just need to burn the minute out. Blue making him fight for it. Instinct trying to just walk it to the side, prevent a real attack, and Blue another adjustment towards the goal. Looking scary. 30 seconds left on the clock for him.
20 seconds. Boise State looking for a clear to run out that timer. Blue beats him to it. Has the setup. Instinct right over him. Over to Landon. That's a key play and a demo onto Blue that I think could give the Broncos this game with 4 seconds left. All they need to do is ground it at this point. Instinct off the wall. Plays it over Gil. A bit of ping pong back and forth is going to finally ground it. Boise State has 3 wins against East Tennessee's 1.
And in the best of 7, they're just looking for 1 more to really tie this up. Not as in a tie, but tied up into a nice little package, you know, get rid of it.
Well, I mean, it's getting close to the holiday season, so you could have, I would have definitely gone through with the pun had you made it. But this is one of the most interesting things, kind of the most interesting games that I've seen from East Tennessee State, just in the terms of the coordination kind of breaking down a little there. Too many times when they would double commit on the goal or leave it wide open. If anything, I would have said Boise State had that problem in the first few games. They rotated up too far and had a lot of goals scored on there when they left their own goal open. But now the shoe seems to be on the other foot. We head into Game 5.
And these double commits, they're just in critical positions, too. It's when things are getting hot. It's when we're right in front of the goal. Gil looking to walk it right across here. Dirtho does work with him to get it around Blue. He's looking to get up in a line position, but Landon gets it right out of Instinct's hands. Looking to work with Fuppen to try to get it towards the goal, and it's a slow roll on in. No defense for it. That's a fast 1 point for East Tennessee State.
Yeah, the problem I was just describing Boise State having is one they have here. They take a bite out that they just took a little bit too big of a bite out of that one. Couldn't rotate back toward their own goal. Gets scored on, but it's only about 20 seconds into the game. Still a lot of Rocket League left to play.
Looking to work this ball with Dirt, though, around a little bit of a disconnect on the hands there. Not a lot of punishment to be played. Does back up to try to accept anything pushed by Blue and Fupin. And they're just walking it right around Dirt, though. A demo on either side thins out the field, to be sure. Respawns are coming in now. Fupin looking to walk it straight towards the center. Gil and Co. defend. Dirt, though, just barely misses it. Instinct to walk it across, trying to keep it out of Blue's hands. Fupin to steal. It's a lot of back and forth. Fupin looking for a shot on the goal. Not quite a good enough lineup for a second to come in for it. Blue's gonna lose this 50, and Dirt, though, looking to set up for Gil. Just can't quite be there as Fupin takes it and sends it long. Blue ready to accept. Instinct taking it around the corner as Gil is demoed out. Back in the game, he's going to be set to the defense while Landon looking to line this up. Oh, and Gil trying to arrest the lineup, leaves the spot open, and when it's worked around him, there's nothing else that rotates in.
Bit of an all-or-nothing play, and it comes up on the one end for Boise. So now, with 3 minutes, 27 seconds left, 2-goal lead for East Tennessee State. All ping-pong back and forth in midfield. Instinct was looking to play off of it, but Landon has the save. And on the contest, that is a nice shot on goal by Blue. Landon is trying to leave it for another teammate. Blue again. Is he going to be able to get the shot on goal? It's a bit high. Gil tries to clear it, but it's a very straight shot. Easy for East Tennessee to get control of. Instinct is going to try one more time, try to get a double touch, but it's denied. Now Landon with the ball, trying to play around Durtho. Durtho gets a double touch of his own. Can he make it there? Not quite. Boise State is still going to have that 2-goal deficit.
Oh, Instinct with a beautiful lineup for Gil, but Gil just keeps getting fought by everybody on the other team. Durtho with a nice send up is able to then walk it around Fupin, but Landon tight on the defense is standing right in front of where it needs to be. Now Dirt, though, accepting the chip, is able to send it over to Instinct. Ooh, sends it back in a direction that East Tennessee was not ready for, so goes straight to Gil. Fupin on the defense here, gives it right open. Dirt, though, so close to a send, but instead it goes to Blue's hands. A beautiful lineup here, but Blue does not want to have it. Fupin again with the ball, try to hold it from Gil. Goes high, try to work off this wall here, but Blue interferes, preventing any kind of a centering of the ball. It's a lot of just fighting over it in the corner, looking for a lineup, looking for control, and with only 2 minutes on the clock, Boise State just can't afford that gameplay right now.
Off the wall, back into Bronco territory. Boise State still conceivably has enough time to make a goal, but overall, they seem to be really struggling to set something up, and Uppin is just waiting right in the goal. Instinct tries to play it around him, but by the time he doesn't have any space left in the goal to flip it in.
Yeah, just trying to brute force that play right through. Everybody got so close, but that's not quite enough. Gil with a nice work over one player. Landon comes flying in, sends it to nobody.
It's plays like that where the Broncos are going to be tripped up. See, Gil already has his pass to Instinct lined up, but Landon out of nowhere just takes it away from him. And a huge unexpected goal against the Broncos pushes them to down 3.
Yeah, and with no good options for Durtho, this 0-3 is not looking comfortable. After the 50-50, he sends it right up towards goal side. Gil, ooh, looking for Durtho to send it up, maybe trying to catch that second, but it's not going to be there. Instinct now trying to work against Blue, hold it out of the goal there. Instinct does find it back towards the center, but there's nobody there to accept. Landon now working with it alone. The defense is strong here, and it's a good demo onto Blue, thinning out the field just a bit. Instinct not feeling super comfortable. Dirt, though, misses it. Instinct just looking for it. Gil comes back around, but Blue to shut down that momentum. Landon finds again 2 people in the defense, and Gil looking to send it back down the field finally. Loosens up some of the space. They're feeling a little better, but 3 goals in 30 seconds is just almost doable.
The Broncos can still try to polish things up, maybe get a goal to put a spring in their step before things are officially done. Blue to set up, though. He sees his opening. Easy shot on a wide open goal. 4 down. Broncos have to be in GG go next mentality.
Yeah, just good space control by East Tennessee here, making sure those 50-50s in critical times to double commit don't happen.
Durtho wins the kickoff, but Blue is waiting in the familiar angled follow-up position that these cars seem to find themselves in off a kickoff. Not that it's going to make too much of a difference with 5 seconds left and a 4-goal lead. East Tennessee State claims that one, pushes it to 3-2 with the Broncos leading. One final goal for Gill in the final few seconds might just put the Broncos in a good enough mood for the next game. That is going to do it for this one. East Tennessee State rallying back with a very convincing victory. As we head into the next game, at this point, it definitely seems to be a question of the reacting to each other's plays and who's speediest around the field. Because, oh my goodness, if I didn't see Boise State, Gill is just lined up on that pass to instinct so much. He had it, assumed it was going to go forward, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, East Tennessee.
Yeah, East Tennessee will just be right on top of things. And the steals have felt like it's so much of the game here. So much of it has just been head-to-head and a lot of forcing through. Like you talked about earlier, those 50-50s are just so critical.
Well, we'll see if Boise State can tighten things up on those 50-50s as we go into Game 6 now. Should East Tennessee win this, Boise State will have to go all 7 games in a best-of-7, which, like I said at the beginning, can sometimes be an endurance match. So we'll see what team blinks first, so to speak, because both these teams shown that they can go toe-to-toe up against each other. So let's go in to the next game. Still match point for the Broncos. Will they be able to close it out this time? This is, of course, NACE best of 16 playoff match. We're in postseason. Boise State wants to make it to the top 8 teams. So that's always kind of a key goal that a lot of programs set up. Let's just make it to top 8.
Gill on the 50-50, looking good with control, trying to set it to instinct. A nice center to try to make it back across this line of control. Gill and instinct on the defense from East Tennessee State are going to hold it, try to walk it down the center here. Durtho tries to get it around Blue, and it's not going to be there, but that little tag, that little tap is enough for instinct to grab so deep in the goal he doesn't like it. Sends it up for another reset. Durtho's going to be the one who's got to square it for him. Gill coming in strong, reads the room beautifully, walks it straight into the goal for a quick first one.
That's a good start for Boise State. Durtho doing a good enough job to keeping Blue occupied in the corner, whereas Fuppen just can't rotate in fast enough on that back post. Boise State off to an early lead.
And an early lead is the best kind of lead. You've been to walk it across his 50, but the 50-50 was not quite good enough, so Durtho and instinct to be in control. They're losing their grip just a little bit here as Blue is able to walk it wide. We have a nice defense set up, though. Durtho going to accept it high. Gill ready to walk that across the goal line, but he's inside, and instinct did not have the momentum to operate with that, so it kind of goes unused. Landon now trying to get it out of there. Durtho with a beautiful shot straight to the center, but guess who was there? Defense refuses that second point. Now it's a scramble for the ball. Durtho works it over one more person, and Gill with the adjustment just before going off map did a demo, finds point 2.
Gill was part of this play from the beginning to the end. Durtho sets it up. Gill goes with death by glory. 2-goal lead now for the Broncos. 3 minutes, 45 seconds left on the timer. Kickoff in favor of Durtho, and Gill is waiting right back there to push it on the goal. Beautifully played, hat trick scored for the Broncos. Woo.
Goodness, yeah, a demo and a goal so fast. He's just scrambling for the ball on after, and it's not quite there. And in 3 seconds, Boise State finds another goal. We've only burned 1 minute and 18 of our 5. Let's see what else we can do here. Dirtho Instinct and Gil all huddled up, don't look good. Finally spread out a little bit. Still Blue looking to force it into the goal. It's not going to be there, and the herd starts walking it downfield. Dirtho to send it high, and Instinct to reply on after. Blue takes it from him, sends it further down. Landon now looking to accept it from Gil. Working out of this corner, it's still, the game just feels so tight as they keep working right on top of each other. Blue does get demoed.
That was a very crucial demo too. Blue was the one who was going to carry it back to the Broncos' goal, but that play gets taken away from East Tennessee State. Now I think they'll be able to make their play with a demo on Instinct and onto Gil as well. Instinct off of the respawn is able to stop it. I thought East Tennessee State might play, but a bit of slow play is not going to matter if Blue can get the shot on goal all by himself.
And slow play all by himself. Indeed, he has 0 boost for this move. Really exhausted, all just to send it right on the last tip on top of him.
2 minutes, 43 seconds left. And ball off to the side on the kickoff. No one to really follow up on it, so it's going to be another 50 to try to get to it. Instinct pass it to Dirtho. Dirtho redirected, but bounce takes a bad bounce off of Instinct and is going to be grounded. Broncos have to get back the side control. They're not going to lose it for that long, however, even though Dirtho gets demoed. Problem here for Boise is, though, they do not have the boost they need to make the play, so they got to go back, pick up some boost, and be ready to find a clear to get things back in their favor.
Gil to come in sprinting towards the defense. He's able to walk it underneath Blue, but Landon's there ready underneath. Nothing else to accept. It's kind of open. He'll make the first move. Fupin is able to walk it out. Gil holding right in front of the goal. Moves it away, and Instinct to follow up, trying to keep it out of the clutches of Landon. Looks to walk it towards the goal. It's not quite going to be there, and there's nobody ready for the next one. Gil's a bit far off, looking to come back in and take this space. Works it back over 2 of the players. The momentum's not there, though, and Fupin is able to walk right in between. Oh, looking to get it towards that goal. It's just not quite there. It's a little bit high. Landon on re after a nice setup. But again, just playing from that static position is not enough.
Gil passes to Dirtho. In fact, he doesn't even need to pass. Pass doesn't even need to go through. In fact, that good on Boise State. Oh, it's Instinct, excuse me. Dirtho was still doing good work, though, back on the field, disrupting East Tennessee. But I like that judgment from Instinct. He's able to read the angle, say, hey, it's going to go in anyway. Their goal's wide open. I'm going to let Gil take it and give us a 3-goal lead.
Ooh, Gil almost had a beautiful lineup there. Dirtho trying to capitalize on what was there. And we're back into an almost stagnant feeling gameplay, just struggling in the corner. And we've seen what happens when everyone's on top of each other and a well-directed shot breaks through the pack and just makes it right to the goal from a distance. Now, with only a minute left on the clock, East Tennessee State has got a boulder to push up the hill here.
Instinct is able to keep it away from Blue. As long as Boise State plays, keep away from East Tennessee. I think Boise State is going to be looking at their victory in this best of 7. Gil ready to get a shot toward the goal. That is indeed going to seal the deal for the Broncos. And look at this. This is a last minute. Oh, just beats Landon to the 50. We were talking about it all night. Winning those 50s is going to get you the game. And Boise State, it comes out in their favor.
Yeah, those out of nowhere steals is what we're looking for. Something to break the way that the play has been set up to work. 30 seconds left on the clock, and East Tennessee State even just get a nice ego goal. Find something to walk home with as we're looking for this match game here. Gil making sure nothing falls into the defense.
10 seconds left in this match. At this point, a lost cause for East Tennessee.
Oh, but Instinct
Gets one more
wants
goal.
a 6er.
Just wanted the icing on the cake, but at this point, Boise State is going to have a good enough win, I'd say a lot more than good enough, to be able to take this past the round of 16 and move on to the quarterfinals in NACE when the ball hits the ground.
It doesn't look like Boise State's trying to ground it.
They
looks like they still want to play it.
They want to keep playing.
They
prolonging the
oh
inevitable.
my
but
goodness,
yeah, let's see you get over there and keep that one in the air. They're not going to do it, but they do, in fact, advance to the quarterfinals for the NACE. They are a top 8 team and very much having their eyes on that championship. But that is going to have to wait for another day. And if you want to join Boise State Esports, join us for any of our varsity matches as well as broadcast and production, then you need to realize that top talent, along with good grades and eligibility, increases your chances of getting accepted. So go to boisestate.edu/esports for more information on how you can join the Broncos. Well, before we move on to the next round, I actually have heard from our producer that the quarterfinals waiting for them is Michigan Tech. So that's going to be an interesting match to see as they move on in NACE. But at this point, we got to point out the player of the game for this particular match, who we just saw. And I got to say, I already have one.
Let's hear it.
I would have to give it to Gil. I mean, Gil, at the very beginning of the match, you saw, like, he just had a single-handed rally, a hat trick all to himself. It gave Boise State 3 goals to win. So, like, there were measurable games, whole games that were decided just by Gil's rallies.
That's fair. I was just going to say, overall, he had a good presence on the field and was there to have those steals and those big 50-50s that we talked about are very important, just those fundamentals and the foundation that you have to build on a decent game. And you're right, though. You can attribute an entire point to the hat trick of Gil. So let's see what production has in mind for us.
And the player of the game is, in fact, going to be Gil. Always nice to call it out right off the bat. Yes, of course, congrats to Gil. And, of course, these player of the games don't discount the beautiful work by Durtho and Instinct as well. There were multiple plays you could have picked out from anybody that led to crucial goals. But, I mean, Gil having all the goals to himself in one of the games certainly needs to be taken into account. And that gives him the player of the game, brought to us by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like how Idaho Central helps its members achieve a financial success. Gil is your ICCU player of the game. And there's the hat trick that I was talking about. Beautiful play overall. The Broncos move on to the quarterfinals in NACE. Now, it's time for us to shift gears, pun entirely intended, as we move on to the next event. And if you want to talk about competitive events, if you want to talk about close rivalries, proximity of schools to each other, then there is no beating the Mountain West, which is our next match for tonight. Boise State is going to be going up against Nevada in the Mountain West Championship Series for Rocket League. The arena turns purple in anticipation of the festivities tonight. You are not going to want to miss this match coming up right after this break. And we will throw to this break with the top 5 plays of the game, brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams to join out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. But for now, we'll leave you with the top 5 plays of the game, throw it to a break, and then be back with Mountain West Championships. Don't miss it.
Be the one to find the kickoff, and Gil to reply. Still just holding it around the 50. Around the halfway, a little bit of a juggle and a shot on goal. Too high. Durtho with the adjustment to get right off the backboard and find a quick goal. Set up by Instinct. He plays it right over Cupid's head. So deep in the goal, he doesn't like it. Sends it up for another reset. Durtho's going to be the one who's got to square it for him. Gil coming in strong, reads the room beautifully, walks it straight into the goal for a quick first one.
That's a good start for Boise State. Durtho doing a good enough job to keeping blue occupied.
Any contact here. Gil now to send it far, but the defense is already set so close, but that's not quite enough. Gil now with another adjustment back, and Instinct was at the ready.
Now this is a key thing also, just to showcase at this particular time, there is absolutely no utility, no boost available for East Tennessee for the Broncos. 3 minutes, 45 seconds left on the timer. Off in favor of Durtho, and Gil is waiting right back there to push it on the goal. Beautifully played, hat trick scored for the Broncos. Woo.
Goodness, yeah, a demo and a goal so fast. Any contact here. Gill now to send it far, but the defense is already set so close, but that's not quite enough. Gill now with another adjustment back, and Instinct was at the ready.
Now this is a key thing also, just to showcase at this particular time, there is absolutely no utility, no boost available for East Tennessee.